Well, I may as well start with another video for the 3rd of December. And the title of this one is Trump's Cabinet Picks Alarm Many. People have every right to be concerned that Trump is lining his cabinet with more of the same corruption that has plagued the corporate pretend government since the Civil War. It also looks as if Ashkenazi Jews, the fake kind that have no linkage, or lineage rather, to the biblical patriarchs, Abraham and all, will play a major role in his administration as they have with all other recent admins. Folks, these are the evil cabal people who have been meddling in human affairs for the past few centuries, at least as far back as the Rothschild dynasty. Wake up. These are not God-loving people who want truth and justice. They want total control. As long as they are allowed to have access to the so-called reins of power, humanity will suffer. Their brainwashing schemes and human slavery will continue. As I said in my former radio program, which was the title, Be Not Deceived. Indeed, I had that radio program for, I don't know, a couple years, 3 years. And that's been back in the, oh God, that was back in the 70s. So it's been a long time ago. It was on WTTC in Towanda, program Be Not Deceived with Ron Van Dyke, and it was on after Billy Graham, if I remember right. In any case, I've been paying attention to what's going on, and I read comments from people. One individual on a recent video commented that that she's concerned about some of the potential picks that Trump has, but he hasn't chosen the Secretary of State yet. She says, well, the Secretary of State has been chosen, as you'll see in that article. It's let me see, I got to go back to the article. And it has a picture of him there with none other than Mitt Romney. And Mitt Romney is, of course, a Mormon, which is another fake religion. Actually, I guess all religions, in a sense, have been faked. None of them are real spirituality, which is just simply about love and loving God and loving your neighbor as yourself, which is very, very simple and yet very complex at the same time, because we've been so brainwashed to think that what matters is who's right. And it doesn't matter who's right, it's who loves, not who's right. Right and correct isn't the thing. That's the thing that gets us divided, not the thing that brings us together. Anyway, and I better get back over here so I can see myself on the video. This political campaign supposedly gave us a chance to choose between the evil Hillary and the upright Donald Trump. And as I've said in other videos, I belong to a group that very much strongly supports Donald Trump. And yet, as I read different things that I find out about him, and yes, some of it comes from detractors, but this cabinet pick thing, and I provided the link in the blurb, shows the kind of people he's looking at to surround himself with as his advisors. And again, these people have had a vested interest in ruling the world. The Ashkenazi Jews, and I got to go back and keep saying this, were Jews that converted to Judaism, and they were a warlike tribe of people that lived in between the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea, and in that general area of what we used to know as the Soviet Union. Much of it is, I guess, now just Russia, because Soviet Union, of course, broke up. But this is the root of where these people come from. They have never been a loving people. There are still real Israelites that exist. Most of them have lost their identity. But as far as Jews go, the Jews were only one part of Israel. They weren't all of Israel. They were Israel was actually the part that went into captivity first, before Judah did. Judah is where we get the word Jew comes from. And Judah was made up of the tribe of Judah, of course, and Benjamin, and the Levites, which were the priest class. And they were the ones that went and trained the Ashkenazis about Judaism and gave them the roots and a lot of the Torah and other horrific writings. I mean, if you read the protocols of the elders of Zion, I mean, you would be flabbergasted at the insanity of their viewpoint. And these are the people that Trump is surrounding himself with in his cabinet. And people like that aren't even Jewish are going and becoming Jewish, and they're being blessed by the rabbis in Israel. And folks, this is a scam. I'm telling you point blank, it's a scam. Unless God actually brings something to bear on the world situation that takes these people out and does not allow them to exercise any kind of control over anybody, humanity will ultimately be destroyed, because that's their game plan. Their game plan is to destroy 90 or more % of the human population and only keep enough slaves that are conveniently docile and programmable, so that they just do the bidding of these rulers that have nothing but evil intent. And it really goes back millennia. It's not even centuries, it's millennia, that Lucifer and his minions, and some say it's not Lucifer and they don't like using that, but that's what it is to me. And if you don't like it, so what? The devil, Satan, whatever you want to call him, to me, that's Lucifer. If you have a different idea, that's your idea. Make your own videos. But we've got to turn the world around, or otherwise humanity will be destroyed. That's what I've been telling you all along. And that is the game plan of these people in our day and age, in our generation. This is the game plan, and it has been the game plan, as I said, for centuries. We've got to somehow get that turned around. And I don't believe human beings alone can do it without some very good help that allows us to draw on supernatural powers that are beyond the powers of the cabal. Because if they're more powerful, they will win. It's just as simple as that. The most powerful will win. No getting around it. Either we're going to be empowered as normal people to turn it around and to put people in place in our leadership positions. And I don't believe we need to be governed if we were enlightened. Enlightened people don't need to be governed. And they naturally know that as they treat their neighbor, they're going to ultimately end up being treated. That what you put out comes back to you. And if you put out evil, you're going to get evil come back. And when is the evil going to come back on these people that have run roughshod over human rights for such a long time? This has been my message all along. Somebody said, you used to believe differently, Ron. You used to believe the nonsense that Unity puts forth. Well, I believe a lot of what Unity puts forth, but I don't believe it all. And I've always been politically led, and I've always believed that politics is where our spirituality has to take root, or otherwise we're going to keep going down a primrose path that leads us to destruction. Anyway, thank you for listening and for considering the things that I'm saying. If you still want to support Trump, you're going to do what you're going to do anyway. But look at who he's surrounding himself with. That's what I'm saying in this video. Namaste.